Everybody, round 13 of Nashville, Grand Prix
Nashville?
Kansas City. On the left is David Ochoa, on the right is Luis Vargas. We are joining them in the middle of the first game with early Mirror Smith and Silver Mirror for Luis, and the other side Flestermite for David Ochoa.
And if you want a full deck list of Luis's deck, it'll be going up on the Grand Prix coverage by Brian David Marshall.
Well, probably not right now, because
No, it'll take a little bit to get up there or whatever.
not until they finish the draft, I think.
Yeah, so.
Ooh,
But if you're watching this in the archives, that's where you can find it.
It's true.
All right.
Luis's draw seems pretty sweet.
Yeah, it doesn't seem as bad.
Well,
as
he doesn't really have anything else left, so.
He's protecting his life total, or his poison count there. One of the three pingers.
No, that's not a pinger. That's
Is that a pinger?
That's the 0-4 that you can pump for.
Oh, I thought that was the pinger when I saw it.
If you had 3 pingers, that would be much better than those 0-4s.
Yeah, I thought that was the pinger, so he has 3 0-4s. 0-4s, 2 3-2-1 first strikers, 2 Flestermites. He held his cards really close to his chest, and it was just peeking over. Doesn't the pinger kind of look like that?
Yeah, kind of.
Now let's see. What will Ochoa do here?
So what is the card that LSV has off screen there?
A card off screen?
Yeah, it's the top card.
The flyer?
The Shriek, the 2-3 Infect Flying.
So Ochoa has a Strandwalker in play right now.
Yeah.
Ochoa, he drafted 2 or 3 Strandwalkers.
Sweet.
Bloodshot Trainee works well with the Strandwalkers he's got in his deck.
Got a Panic Spellbomb as well. And Luis is getting in there. And
Webb's looking for one of his equipments, I suppose.
He's probably just wrap up the Bloodshot Trainee, or see what
Oh, he already has a Strandwalker?
Yeah, that's it. It just chump blocked the Infect Flyer. There you go. Bloodshot Trainer is now active, so it does 4 damage to target creature.
That's a game.
rather powerful.
And the
double
second
in
of his 2 of his 3 2-1 first strike Infect guys are in play now.
Those guys are brutal.
Pretty good.
So a quick review of the board. Flestermite, 2 2-1 first strike Infect, the 0-4 pump Infect guy, Bloodshot Trainer with the Strandwalker on it.
Luis needs to draw like RS or something really soon, cause
Yeah.
otherwise he's just dead.
Well, and so Luis got cut off from an arrest by Edgar Flores, so that was the only arrest I saw come towards him.
So on Luis' side, if you can't tell, it's Silver Mirror, Phyrexian Digester, Mirror Smith, the 2-1 Infect guy, and a Mirror Token. Alright. Showa's going to activate his Bloodshot Trainee, it appears, and takes down Mirror Smith. At least he can't do anything but just accept the fact.
So we've got him moving it over now onto his first striking Infector.
So now we have a 4-3 first strike Infect.
Such a bad beat.
Does Luis have like a sick rare or something that he can draw into, like Elish Norn or?
That I don't believe so. BDM did not mention any of that.
Yeah.
Hello, Magic Players.
And what's so brutal about that large 4-3 Inflector, and not the one that LSV's blocking? I mean, just it's gonna reduce that power, before it gets in there. So even if you get a lot of blocks in there, he reduces your power after first strike damage, and you still can't necessarily kill him.
We'd be more than happy to talk to you about being a judge and answer
Well, there has to be a reason why Luis is green and white.
And Luis just packs it up. He's like, all right, that's enough of that. So, with game one, David Ochoa just takes game one quite handily with Bloodshot training with Strandwalker, more or less.
Yep.
And before they start game two, I'd like to remind you to always blame Kibler. GameExcetera.com reminds you to always blame Kibler. Go purchase your Blame Kibler t-shirts, binders, and of course your Magic Essentials. Join the Facebook group by going to tinyurl.com/blamekibler. And of course, to save 10% on all your purchases on GameExcetera.com, just use a code at the end of GG's Live to use it to save 10% off. Support them for helping us bring GG's Live to you this entire weekend, along with our other sponsors. I really like when Legion events run the Grand Prix. You've been to a couple of Legion Steve Port events. He's ran pretty good shows. I like the scrolling for the pairings and everything.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Very organized. It's always a nice, clean show.
And it looks like he's always looking for ways to kind of make things move faster and smoother. That's something that really pays dividends on the larger the event gets, because those things get magnified round after round after round. So if you can speed up, 5 minutes off of a round, you multiply that over several rounds, and it makes a difference in your day.
I like that. The thing I like about the US GPs is that you always have a Grand Prix in like a hotel or something. In Europe, you always have to go to some like convention center or like something like a warehouse or whatever.
Yeah.
But here you can just like stay in the hotel, then just take the elevator, and like it takes
it's pretty
like
nice.
5 minutes to shower and like 3 minutes to like get to the table and play.
I'm glad you added that shower in there.
So do you think Luis plays or draws here? He's against doesn't seem particularly fast. In fact,
It depends on his deck, I suppose, but like probably has to play because if his deck is really that bad as you're saying, that he probably has to hope that he goes Shriek after turn 4 and then just like
shortens the clock.
2-1 infect for Luis. Gets on the board first with the infect plan.
I like Webb's basic ones.
Why is that?
Just a nice picture.
Burn the Impure on Luis's infect guy, which will also trigger the 3 extra damage bonus it gets.
Commander Pod number 10. Commander Pod number 10, we are ready for you now.
It's on 4 land and pass the turn. It's not a good sign.
More 0-4 pumper. And Luis comes out with a flying infector. Let's see, how much does Ochoa pump here? If any.
He's probably not planning on pumping, considering he has not played the land before he attacked.
There's Strandwalker.
Ooh.
Viridian Corruptor. All right,
Big,
and the Piston Sledge.
And that was a pretty big turn for Luis.
That was Luis's plan, right? The 2-3 infector plus Piston Sledge.
And like from being very far ahead on board, Web went to needing a removal spell to deal with the flyer.
I wonder if Luis picked up the Green Sun Zenith that was going around.
Depends how many like green creatures he has.
Yeah.
Another Strandwalker. Again, Ochoa drafted a couple of those.
Yeah, they were going around the table late, it looked like. How good of a card are they, do you think?
Strandwalker?
Yeah, yeah.
I like it a lot. It's just like it goes in every deck, and you can't really go wrong with picking that card.
All right. Another infect flyer for Luis.
That was a pretty brutal turn.
So let's see what Ochoa could do here. He'll need to equip that Strandwalker, otherwise he's just dead because that first hit was 6 poison, and he scoops it up. All right, and just that quickly, we're going to game 3. Luis drew the type of hand he needed to win the game. He didn't believe he could win a match, but he says if he does, it's going to be Piston Sledge and Influx Fire.
And guess what?
So it's always important to have a plan. And it looks like there's an Artillerize at least in David Ochoa's deck as well.
Yeah, he took the Artillerize second pick, I believe.
That's a card I love. I was a big fan of Shrapnel Blast, and even though this costs, essentially twice as much, being able to sack a creature or an artifact is just so versatile.
Luis is hoping for more of that.
Well, if this game goes anything like the other ones, we'll be over pretty quick.
Yeah, both of these decks are not very defensive, so. But after this, you'll be talking with David Ochoa here, going over his draft. And
yeah, I'm really interested to see that since I was sitting at the other side of the table looking at Edgar Flores' draft. So.
Please come up to the judge with the clipboard for EDH number 10.
It looks like the kind of deck I like. I'm a big fan of the beatdown.
In fact, beatdown.
Yeah, it's kind of where my skill set has developed as a drafter.
The most aggressive decks, you don't like drafting control strategies at all?
There have been a few control strategies I've been able to adapt to, like the 5-color kind of drafting in Alara block, but for the most part, yeah, it's pretty much beat down quickly. I'm one of those rare people who didn't like Rise of the Eldrazi. I just couldn't get a fast enough beat down deck for me.
Both players snap kept, very surprising.
It's like slower.
So Ochoa doesn't have a 3-drop.
He's a Volt Charge. And Burn the Impure.
And Digester. The 3-drop comes a turn late, but will easily match well against Luis's 3-drop. Pith Driller.
Oh, that is.
Gonna take it down though.
Pith Driller does a lot of work in this format.
And 2 poison for Ochoa. Draws a Galvanic Blast.
Welcome to round 6 of the game.
Now has Strandwalker.
You have 50 minutes. You may begin.
There's a Piston Sledge in Luis's hand. There's 2, I think.
2 Piston Sledges? Yeah,
Yes.
those will be
There's
a surprise.
definitely one.
There's
Yeah,
two.
I think I saw 2. Those are definitely a surprise whenever they come out. Luis just needs a way to get through now.
He is a tapper too.
Another Strandwalker.
Yep. Another germ out there.
So Luis does here. And goes with the Tapper and Viridian Claw.
Yeah.
All artifacts on both sides.
Yeah, that's what makes this block a little more difficult to have your Intimidate guys get through all the time. So many artifacts.
Troy drew a Panic Spellbomb for the turn. He's mulling over something right now. Starts off with a Flestermite, and then plays a Panic Spellbomb.
I don't think it would be unreasonable for Luis, or like 2 turns ago, to just slam the Piston Sledge on the Pith Driller and make it a 5/5 and just attack through the 2/4s. I think that would have been quite okay.
Now Luis is gonna turn his guy into a 4/4 with a potential. He's a pay Phyrexian mana, right? To have infect black Phyrexian mana.
Yes.
And Luis comes in.
Asking Ochoa the question, what do you want to do? And now the game moves a little more deliberate pace. You've got the board kind of clogging up a little bit, making some strategic attacks, trying to figure out, how do we optimize what's going on here.
Webb could just block with all 3 of his creatures. He has the burn in his hand if like Luis has a pump spell.
Yeah.
And like if he doesn't, then he just trades it for a germ token, which seems pretty fine. Or is it 4/3, right? Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, Webb blocks with all 3. That makes sense.
It's like Luis ordered it with creature germ.
Oh wait, shit is first strike. Never mind.
Yeah, that's kind of what makes Viridian Claw a better card than just the plus power is nice, but the first strike makes it tough.
Burn the Impure on it. And Luis has time strike. 2/1 Infect Flyer. Now let's see what Ochoa picks up. Gets a mountain for his turn.
I think Luis slams Piston Sledge next turn.
Piston Sledge and just start coming in with.
Flyer?
He can't even.
I don't think he does it. Like
Yeah,
if Webb has a removal spell, then he's just wasting the.
And Ochoa has a Strand Walkers that just block it still.
Draft number 8, please come to front desk. Draft number 8, we are waiting for you.
He does have the Blinding Soul Eater, so that can help.
Galvanic Blast. Get rid of Soul Eater.
Should still tap the germ.
Round number 3 for Standard Sealed. Your parents
Luis
are
draws a
scrolling.
Horizon
Round
Spellbound
number
for his turn.
3, Standard Sealed. Your parents are scrolling. Your parents are scrolling to the right of the stage.
It's good as a fodder for re-equipping the Piston Sledge.
I was thinking carefully here.
Yeah, the early pace of the games has always been really quick, but they both guys slow it down as necessary. Try to make sure they're doing the optimal plays.
Right. So we're reading the Piston Sledge. And Luis is going to try to make it equipped to the Digester. Right, so 7 first striking power comes towards Ochoa. 7 first striking infect power, rather.
And is drawing a card, looking for the answer.
Don't know if the Ochoa found what he wanted. Still thinking here.
He's not completely dead with the hit. With 7 more infect, it's going to put him at 9. So still has the opportunity to have another turn, and see if he can do something about it. But I'm sure the question has to be how low can I go? Ends up chomping with the germ attachment on the Strandwalkers.
And Luis just plays Horizon Spellbound. Ochoa looks like he'd be in some trouble here. Alright, 4 mana from Ochoa, and we're going to see, well, Strandwalker equipped. Luis blocks with a Pith Driller. Ochoa still gains some life, but not really what's important right now. And now Volt Charge. They'll proliferate on the Pith Driller, get rid of it, but no poison on Luis, so can't get even that bonus. Luis digging with his Spellbomb, draws first, searches up a land. And comes in for 7 again. Easy choice for Ochoa, he knows. Just going to bin that right away.
Board very much cleared off compared to how it was last, just a few turns earlier.
Looks like this still be a fairly tight game, though. Luis has an advantage.
I think Webb's hand is Phyrexian Digester, or like the 2-1 in fact, and it looks like a Wellspring.
Let's see what he's gonna do here. He can't really make it out, but all right, double Strand Walker on Flestermite. It's gonna hit Luis for 5 poison. Now David needs a blocker here because we know Luis has the Piston Sledge to end the game. He gets one in a digester of his own. Luis draws Soul Parry.
Whoa, that's
That's
good.
a time walk basically. And Ochoa chumps on taps here. Ooh, draws 2-1 first striker. That'll be good for him. He needs a blocker, and this time with it being first strike, he'll be able to get rid of Digester. What do you think you do if you're Ochoa? Do you still attack here, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to.
Did I miss? Ochoa did not turn on his digester to make it infect, so no negative counters went on to.
No, the
digester.
Luis guy has first strike.
That's right. Okay, thank you.
Game has been slowing down a little bit here now.
Commander Pod number
Both players
11.
making sure not to slip up with the game being fairly tight.
Commander Pod number 11.
Luis at 5 poison, Ochoa at 2 poison.
Although both those numbers are very threatening given the board state we have.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Webb is still at 0 poison, right? So he
Oh,
can.
he's at
He's at
2.
2.
It says up here.
So Luis hits him for 7 damage. He'll put him with 1 poison left.
But he can still take it.
Yeah, he can.
On the other hand, Luis needs a blocker or a trick every time Webb attacks with 5+.
Yeah.
Here comes Webb.
Now the decision on how aggressive to be.
Webb was just thinking about what to play around, like what cards did he see in the draft, like if he saw like Discipline Justice or Master Skull or yeah.
Soul Parry.
Now Luis needs to draw something. And he can still
Maniacal
block. but-
Ogre for Ochoa.
Yeah, Luis has a Mirror Metal in his hand. Looks like Mirror Metal, Piston / land, or...
So Ochoa's thinking what's he want to do here. He has to block. I would imagine he has to block here. He's not at the point where he needs to risk Luis having anything to kill him.
White-green have any...
Oh, he didn't block? Oh my god.
Oh.
Wow. Ochoa didn't block there.
I mean, Luis is a...
Wow.
Pump for the win.
And that, well, congratulations, Luis Scott Vargas. He got a win that he did not expect to get unless he drew the Flyers and takes down David Ochoa's deck. You want? We've got to ask. Hopefully, I already asked Ochoa to come here after the draft, after his first round. I'll get Rashad to call him. So since Ochoa lost, Yeah, Rashad will explain. Rashad,
Do
can you
the-
make sure
do
David
the dirt-
goes over here?
dirty
David just
work.
lost, but we did cover his
All right.
draft.
Oh, I don't know or something. Well, if his tiebreakers are good, then maybe he can squeeze in with X3. I think someone with X3 could make it, but
Yeah,
yeah,
as
but
soon
what,
as we're off-
what
yeah,
are
as
his
soon as I'm off
tiebreakers
here.
like? Good or bad or?
Sure. How long are you around today? Are you flying tomorrow?
I'm driving out tonight, but I'll be around.
Okay.
So,
I'll
All right, so
sounds good.